Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to a SpiderRuns Spider-Man 2000 Any% Easy tournament here. My name is Zojalix, and I am joined with the wonderful Chuck Nicey. How you feeling today, Chuck?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited for a brand new race with some fantastic veterans of this community.
Absolutely. In today's race, we've got the Flying Felicia versus the PC Titan himself, Nilo Kui, I think is how that's pronounced. I hope I didn't just botch that. I'm going to call him Nilo, though, because that's a lot easier. So this is going to be a really interesting race because, like I said, Nilo is a PC runner primarily, and obviously we are running all on the PlayStation platform. Nilo will be running on PlayStation emulator, but is continuing with his uh, keyboard key bindings, so you'll be seeing him play. That's why he has a 31.55 when his first submitted run on the PlayStation leaderboards is the any percent is 2024 February. Wow, that was really hard for words. But either way, looking also to, we've got Felicia, the underdog in this match at a 35-38 any% time. However, we've seen some crazy things happen in this game. This game is very punishing, so no matter what your time is, honestly, any of these races can go either way.
Absolutely. Seeing these best any percent times so close really makes me excited for a close, super exciting race today. I am really interested to see how Nilo is going to handle the PlayStation emulator, having everything mapped to keyboard. I wonder if there are any nuances between that and running the PC game, whether it be load times, which I can't imagine, or maybe button responsiveness, anything like that. It's really exciting to see where this might go.
Honestly, the biggest thing, it's really funny that I'm saying this just because I had so many moments of these during my practice runs this morning. Um, the biggest thing that I'm going to be looking at when it comes to Nilo's runs are levels like Tunnel Crawl and Lizard's Maze, where water is something that you have to deal with. Because for those who are unfamiliar, water in this game is really not nice to PlayStation runners, but it basically just doesn't exist in any of the other platforms. You can just swim in it pretty much however deep you want and you won't die. But PlayStation, you barely dip your pinky toe into it and you have to restart the entire level. And especially when you're doing a trick like Tunnel Crawl one cycle, it can be really, it makes it a lot more difficult having to deal with the PlayStation water there. So I'm excited to see kind of how these players are going to be handling a situation like that. We're going to be getting into the race here in just a little bit. Felicia's feed not quite showing up, but I'm sure that'll get up there. I love Nilo's GIF that he's got here for his webcam.
I think
That's
it's absolute. I think it's
that's
really fitting
amazing.
because it feels like he's just, other than all of his contributions for different skips and everything like that, it really does feel like a sitcom character making a guest appearance. We don't
Oh,
get to see
absolutely.
we don't get to see him run very often, at least as far as I'm aware. So I honestly haven't seen any live runs from Nilo. So again, this feels like a sitcom character really getting to show us their chops against some of the other main cast.
Absolutely. I don't think I've seen any live runs from Nilo myself either. I don't even know Nilo. I don't even know if I even am following Nilo on Twitch. I kind of, yikes, I should probably look at that. And while I'm doing that quick and making sure, you guys should check and see make sure that you guys are following all of these fantastic runners on Twitch or any platforms that they are on. I know Felicia has been doing a lot of speedrunning blogging to document their journey throughout various speedruns. And so it's really cool to kind of see like how different players go about those kinds of things. So yeah. Also, shout outs to Felicia wearing the goated Ben Riley costume, easily, objectively the best outfit in the entire game. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Love to see it, and I think we
Oh, it
should
looks
be
like she
getting.
just switched over to the Scarlet Spider costume.
Bruh,
Just a fake yell.
bruh, wow, wow,
Absolute
wow.
biggest betrayal of the race by far.
Seriously, like, man, I didn't deserve that. Jeez. That's all right. It's fine. That's a top 10 anime betrayals right there, though. That's for sure.
Well, it looks like
Um,
our runners are ready to get started. So we're about to start. 3, 2, 1, and go.
all right, let's give some hype for these runners and some good luck as we get going into this first map now, or first level. Now, I'm interested to see as how these runners are going to be playing. I talked about it before about not going for the side buildings. Now, I know both Fetty and Jesse did not follow my advice on that one, but it does look like Nilo and Felicia are going to be doing it. I love to see it, and I know that it's something where in a regular 80% run, you would not be seeing runners go through this middle side. But also, I would rather say take the middle side and don't take the 30-second time loss from the death. Love that decision from these runners.
Absolutely. We saw this in the Fetty race last time. That is a dangerous strat to try to go for, especially in a race. You can lose up to 30 seconds against your opponent. And depending on who you're facing, that can be the death mark right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just seeing now how these, again, both runners taking the safe route, not losing those 30 seconds and just clearing everything out. Felicia having a little bit of trouble on those first few fights, but it's still sitting pretty even, basically a tie right now as we go into our first skip at hostage situation. Now, for those who aren't as familiar with the skip, or maybe it's your first time watching this, yeah, you can just, walls kind of are a suggestion, and you can deload the level. Both runners getting out of bounds nice and quickly. Nyla's able to pick up the hostage. Felicia right behind. They're actually sitting very, very close now. But, oh no! Oh, Nyla, I thought he fell there for a second, but he manages to keep himself alive. Felicia, again, right behind. And now they both are going to be leaving that level. Again, keeping this actually very close. Nyla with a... Oh, wait.
Wait. Did
Did
Nyla just
Nyla
reset
reset?
level? By
Oh,
mistake?
no, I don't think
Oh my goodness.
He might have
Well,
accidentally lost the hostages or
Oh,
something. It might have messed up.
I think,
Oh,
he
he
missed the
missed a
hostage.
hostage in the first room, and that is
Oh.
where you lose it. So just like that, now Felicia is in the lead with a nice stop the bomb clip. And it's crazy. See, that's the thing that we were talking about before the race. So many things can switch so fast. And where you can maybe think that one runner is in control, we are less than 5 minutes into this race, and already we've seen a crazy shift in lead right now.
Absolutely. It can be these small mistakes that can cost you so much time. Luckily, these guys, these people were both professionals, basically, in the Spider-Man speedrun community, and they know how to pick themselves back up after a fall. And
Oh,
just
yeah.
like that, Nilo getting a nice clip and getting ready to move that bomb to the safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we talked about, this is, as runners of this game, you got to be able to learn how to keep your mentality up in a situation like this one. And of course, I talk about this all the time across all the different games I've ever casted. Esports, and yes, speedrunning is an esport. I will die on that hill. Is very, very mental. No matter how good your skills can be, there are still if your mental's not in there or run's not going great, if you can keep your mentality in the game, everything will, well, maybe everything won't necessarily work out, but it'll feel better. But the moment your mentality in a race or in a game gets checked, you're done.
Absolutely. Nothing will kill a run quite like getting tilted. No matter what skips you miss, no matter how much time loss you take, nothing will kill a run quite like getting tilted and getting discouraged.
So now we'll see. Felicia is up on that Scorpion. Oh, the kick there's a little awkward. Gets a pretty solid combo. Now, at this point, though, not quite able to get these punches off. Jameson is probably not going to be behaving here. Wait, Jameson hasn't gone in, but I think he got the hit, and that should be enough.
Yes,
They've
he
got
got
it.
it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
they got
was
it.
that
Woo.
that Scorpion had me on the edge of my seat there. I didn't know what to be expecting on that one. Holy cow.
Yeah, we saw Jonah was a lot kinder to Fetty and Jesse last time, but it looks like he was trying something real sneaky with Felicia there. Let's see if we can get a kinder Jonah. Oh, we do not get a kind
Oh
Jonah with Nilo.
no.
And that is another time loss for Nilo, about 15 seconds if I'm right. Uh,
Around that, yeah.
putting Felicia a little more firmly in the lead, but I have every confidence that Nilo can make up that time somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And see, that's the thing with a level like Spidey versus Scorpion is no matter how good your combos are, sometimes Jameson just says, "Nah, I'm out of here," and he is gone. No matter how clean you are with it. So
Right.
let's see how these runners are going to be going up against this police chopper chase. This whole series of levels, while there aren't really any major skips aside from the Girders cutscene skip, there's a lot of difficult movement sections to be coming in from here.
That was close.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this seeing it from Felicia's side, this feels very, very by the numbers. But even in an auto-scrolling level like this, there are some things that you can do to save time, like knowing exactly when to zip up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you're crazy like Soda trying to go for some zip cancels, but I already know that he doesn't do that anymore because they're just stupidly hard and it saves like maybe half a second. So this level specifically that Felicia is on, building top chase, has like this chain right here that Felicia just finished up. It ended up working out pretty well for them, but that chain, if you are dropped like lower as you get to that building with the scaffolding on there, it can be rough to try and climb up that while the police chopper is shooting at you with its machine gun.
Yeah, that is absolutely one way that this game will punish you for missing swings or being slow, especially in this chain of levels. Like, oh, we see Felicia getting a little bit low. If they decide to climb up the building a bit more, that chopper is going to hammer into them.
But thankfully, when you're there at the very end, you can just go and swing across, and no big major, no harm, no foul there.
Move it, Spidey.
Absolutely.
So-
And now this brings us to scale the girders. Now I wonder if Felicia is going to be tackling one of these new skips that have been found for this level recently. And it looks like they are going for a classic strat to get to the top of the crane instead of trying to float from the crane's box. We haven't yet seen that skip, and I'm looking forward to seeing that in a future race.
Yeah, I don't think I know I've seen the video on it, but it's definitely a whack one for sure. There's some really weird skips that have been found within the last year or so as this game has seen just a bit of a surge in popularity. Now we've got Nilo coming up on that level as well. Felicia's sitting at around a 30-second lead-ish, load time pending.
Enough with this
So
shooting
it's still
already.
overall very much anybody's game because if
Oh.
Felicia were to fall near the end of this level, which this is police evaded, the level that it looks
Keep
like
an eye on
Nilo's gonna
Nilo.
go for it.
Oh, and he's got it!
Oh, he's got
for
it!
He's got it! And
Oh
bam!
my gosh!
He saved
Wow!
so much time by doing that versus the classic strat. I want to say he was probably saving about 10 seconds or more there, and he needs that to catch up with Felicia.
Yes, that was a incredible use of that. That's definitely one for the highlight reel. The flying spider getting pulled out by Nilo. As now we're still at about a 1 level differential here. Felicia going into Rhino. They are getting hit a few times, which is not the best thing, but also Nilo having a few moments where he's getting caught up on some of these buildings. Hopefully, maybe we could see him pick it up a little bit and try and make some of that time back, especially as Rhino just is absolutely bullying Felicia right now.
Absolutely. Rhino is probably one of the meanest bosses in this game, and deceptively so. Just the fact that he can interrupt just about any of your animations if you're not timing them right can really lead to a lot of time loss.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, ooh, is Nilo going to go for the combo? He's going for the combo.
Ooh,
Oh,
but
and he ends up getting
missed the punch.
socked right in the face. But he's going to keep it going. I'm surprised at this point he hasn't switched to. Oh, there he goes. At this
Yeah.
point, switching to Web Dome, that makes the most sense.
Now here comes a lot of runners' favorite levels, and I say that quite sarcastically. Catch Venom can be quite a pain for runners. Just trying to get ahead as much as possible. Looks like Felicia not fooling around with any sort of shortcuts between buildings. And of course, as I say that, they are absolutely shortcutting between these buildings, gaining a massive lead on Venom. And
Yeah,
Nyla's
and
heading into the same level.
getting those leads on Venom can be very risky because in this level, if you're first time tuning into this, having doing any of these levels, doing this level too quickly will actually cause the game to fail once you get into this section here where Venom is going to be, you're in this little unskippable cutscene. If you go too quickly, the game will think that Venom is still down in the construction building. So it's definitely something that you have to be really careful with as a runner, and it's the one time you'll really see runners stop and wait during this section. And then from the rest of this, as long as Venom jumps through the window, you're fine. But if Venom doesn't jump through the window, there will actually be two versions of Venom. There will be one that never entered the building and the other one swinging away. And the game will think that the one that never entered the building is the one that you would still have to stay close to, which can then cause the level to fail, no matter how fast you're going. So this level can definitely be one of a runner's bane, because there's only so much you can do to really speed this level up.
Absolutely, but if you can get ahead of Venom, especially in the second half, it can be pretty amusing to see Spider-Man just stop on a building for about 5 seconds and then just jump off before Venom can even reach the building.
Yes, but it is definitely not easy to beat Venom here. So we can see, actually, Nyla's picked up quite a bit of pace here. He's closed the gap a bit.
Absolutely. And we did see a little bit of what I was just talking about, getting ahead of Venom there, jumping down before he can even finish the voice line. And that brings them both to this boss fight, which it looks like Felicia is just about to wrap up. Grabbing our web cartridges for safety, skipping the one in the dumpster.
Interesting choice to skip the one in the dumpster, but also at the same time, Felicia has more than what at least that I'm used to, so it's understandable. And now Nylo finishes up his fight. He's going to be grabbing both cartridges, putting himself at a nice, healthy 6 cartridges. That's beautiful. That's exactly about where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to need those cartridges for webbing up your gloves during the next Venom fight. You want to make sure you have enough web cartridges for the Mysterio fight coming up. It's all very strategic to make sure that they are all set to take down the challenges ahead.
Absolutely. And now this is the section of the run that I was talking about before we got into this race, about the sewer levels and the water that could come out. Now, before we get to the funky water, we have to get through Sewer Cavern, or, as many people have started adopting the name for it, God Pipes. And there is this really, really difficult swing to do that is very, very easy to die on. It is very common for runners to die at this swinging portion. So we've got Felicia coming up on it right now, getting set up. Let's see how safe Felicia is going to be playing it. Oh, they're going for it. Don't worry about the setup. Doesn't matter. Felicia's looking good. Nice swings. And honestly, you cannot ask for a better pipes. And I mean, you can get better, but in a race situation, as long as you don't die, you got to be feeling pretty good about that one.
Absolutely. Not dying is one of the best time saves you can have in a speed run, especially this one. Especially in this level coming up that Felicia's heading to. Subway can be a rough place to mess up. It's hard to mess up, but it's a rough place to mess up. And we saw that last race with Stop Jesse. They fell through the train and onto the tracks, which hopefully we'll get some better luck with that with Felicia and Nylo, because that can be heartbreaking and that can really put a damper on how close this race can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're both in Subway, which, from a casting perspective, this makes it really hard to cast because really not too much is going to be happening here, but yet. There's not too much is going to be happening for a while, so this is actually a good spot in the race where if you guys don't have any water, go get some water. Y'all need to stay hydrated.
Absolutely. Get some water. Follow SpiderRuns here on Twitch. Follow these two runners because they are both phenomenal runners, and at least Felicia does run other games as well, so if you're looking for variety, there's that. And just stay tuned, especially to SpiderRuns, because we're going to be seeing a lot of other races coming up. I mean, the two casters you're hearing right now, myself and Zoe, we're going to be running a race tomorrow. We're the second ones up. And I'm super nervous and excited for that, but I think it's going to be great, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I think you should be looking forward to it too.
I am definitely interested in looking over and racing against you tomorrow, Chuck. Now, we're getting close to the end of Subway here for Felicia, but, looking at the run so far and seeing kind of how the run is developed, honestly, Felicia really has not had any major mistakes that I've seen. They've just been doing really well overall, just keeping everything nice and close. Very solid movement. I'm not exactly sure how they're compared to PB. I might go and take a look at that later. But we've also got Nilo, where they had one mishap on hostage situation, but also pulled out just this absolutely crazy flying girders strat, which was definitely not something that I was expecting.
Well, it's important to keep in mind that Nilo has been coming up with a lot of these more recent strategies that we've been seeing. I believe he came up with the flying spider strat, which we might see a little bit later in one of these later levels. They came up with I believe they came up with the Venom's puzzle skip, which we might see as well. I'm really excited to see some of this new tech being shown off here because Nilo has found a lot of it.
Oh yeah, it's very possible that Nilo might just start pulling out a lot of these crazy strats here. But now we're free from the Subway, and sorry Jesse, no more mishaps from the Subway. But we've got Felicia coming up on to the skip here. Now this is a clip that is really funny because this is one of those moments where you can just tell the game's held together by duct tape. Nice job from Felicia, nice and clean, right through the gap, exactly what you want to be seeing there.
Absolutely. It's important to note that for a lot of these tricks to work, it's important to remember that Spider-Man's hitbox is about a sheet of paper in terms of thickness. And that's why he's able to slip past these doors and slip through this geometry without much issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we've got Felicia coming up on the hidden switches skip. Not quite getting out of bounds just yet, but they've got it, and they are through. Beautiful from them.
Absolutely, and we're about to see Nilo do the exact same thing. Maybe not the exact same strat, though. Let's see how quickly he can get through it. Looks like he's
no way. He's not.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
He is.
Oh my gosh. He goes for that. And he gets it. The legend.
We are watching a blacksmith using the tools that they've created in this run, and it's really exciting to see. And now this race is even closer. Felicia only to the second half of this crawling portion. It looks like they're staying. And waiting for the cycle. This could be Nilo's chance to catch up and get ahead.
This actually is huge. If Nilo's able to pull off this tunnel crawl one cycle, this will be him taking the lead here, but he's not able to get the zips. He's going to be cutting this one very close. At this point, they are way back and tied, and Nilo's okay, they've got the one cycle. They're both through, and they're basically synced right now. This is an absolutely insane strat, but we do have Nilo is going to be going for the Spiderfly. We see him getting the setup here. Let's see if he's going to be able to pull it off here. He's getting the angle. He's got the zip. He's got the fly. Let's see if it's going to bring him out of bounds properly. And no, he lands.
Tunnel outcropping. Looks like he's going to try again real quick because he's got a little bit of time over the traditional strat. over the no skip strat, it looks like. But Felicia is going to pull ahead to the next level. Let's see if Nilo is going to keep through. All right, I think
not okay.
Yeah, I think Nilo's given up on that strat, and he's going to go through with the no skips route. Now, I wonder if we'll get to see his trick in the next level. But for now, we're seeing Felicia doing a fantastic no skips or regular version of Venom's puzzle and getting through, with Nilo close behind, only a level apart.
I definitely think that Nilo brought this so close. You can see how they were definitely tied for that split second there, and that fly was a good call to try and take the lead. But obviously, when you're doing anything in a race, you never know where things could turn around. Nilo going for just the regular standard Venom's puzzle. So let's see how Lizard's Maze is going to go here. This is Felicia's favorite level, so I'm assuming they've put in a good chunk of practice here.
Here's hoping, but again, this is a level with water, and anything can go wrong here, especially with this skip coming up. If they aim wrong, or if they are a fan of not aiming to get on the other side of this wall, it can be pretty risky. But
nice
like
clip there from Felicia. Nilo almost falls, but manages to save himself, and now it's going to be his turn for the skip. And now we could see, again, this could turn... Oh my gosh, what a clip! What a clip! Nilo's insane!
Look, you don't need to aim if you just shoot straight. But
that's crazy.
Absolutely. Now let's see how lucky these runners get with this boss fight. Venom's spawn points can mean the difference between Felicia getting ahead or Nilo, just based on where Venom decides to pop in.
Oh no.
Yep.
Felicia doesn't go for the web ball, so it's going to be Felicia getting hit.
And Venom bouncing around, making things not very easy on them. And Nilo's got an easy spawn. Now they are neck and neck as far as the health bar is concerned, at least for a moment.
Ooh, Nilo actually gets a little bit more damage off onto Venom. So Felicia is going to have to take another cycle here, unfortunately. But Nilo, just like that, is going to take the lead. The perfect 3. That is absolutely perfect RNG that you could be getting for that fight. You could not ask for a better Venom 2 than that.
It's hard to understate how rare that pattern can be. Absolutely wild that Nilo got it, and now Nilo's going in for one of the many different kinds of bugle skips in here. They're both going for a kind of bugle skip. Nilo's has a little bit of a long setup time because you have to jump through the wall, but it looks like he's got it, and he's about to hit the level trigger.
Felicia's got it as well.
Nilo misses the trigger, and we're back with Felicia in the front.
We're just swapping so much the entire time. Just absolutely crazy. And Felicia immediately clipping out of bounds in the elevator is already through elevator descent. And so Nilo's going to be sitting at 2-level deficit. This race is absolutely crazy right now.
Oh, and I cannot stress this enough. My days. This is amazing.
And Nilo able to hit the trigger now. He is all set up. Going into elevator. Felicia is going to be setting themselves up for stop the presses. Nilo not quite able to get out of bounds right away, but Felicia going for the stop the presses skip here.
I really feel for Nilo here. Elevator descent skip can be one of the most finicky and fickle skips in this game. And
I still have yet to clip out of bounds with that version.
It is, you got to find the exact right spot on the wall, and then you have to aim for almost the exact right spot on the opposite wall. Okay, now we have some bugle skip. Felicia giving it a try. Not getting the zip in time, so it's off to no skips.
They might be able to still possibly get the cutscene skip here at the very end of this level. So we'll see how that goes. On the other side, Nilo is going to be going for his stop the presses skip here. This is definitely something where we could still see a shift in the lead. Nice safety setup there from Nilo. I like that. Keeping it, making sure that he has control over how he drops down into the load zone and hits the trigger right away. So now this could be an opportunity here. Oh, Felicia's not going to opt for the cutscene skip. That's okay. But this just does give Nilo an opportunity to get the lead here as he does clip out of bounds right as Felicia is going to be hitting the trigger. Nilo taking a little bit of time for his setup. He's going for his swings right now. Just has to get a few good zips, and he is up and through. He's not out of the woods quite yet. Just has one more jump he has to make at this point, and he is through.
Got it.
So now we're pretty close to tied now.
Absolutely. These two runners are really a testament to how much this community can really learn about this game and how much they can perform at it. These two specifically are prime examples and testaments to their game knowledge. It's absolutely incredible.
They both have beautiful game knowledge, and they're showing it very, very well here in their first race. And this is the thing. This is just proceeding in the bracket stage, and we're already seeing some crazy strats. Felicia with a beautiful Mysterio fight. Nilo about one phase behind. And I like the point that you're making, Mach. They're both taking different approaches to different areas in the game, and they are still keeping it neck and neck. It just shows as to how many different ways somebody can go fast in this game, and I absolutely love it.
It's a great showcase of the diversity of this game and its tricks. But here we are at Waterfront Warehouse. Go ahead.
We've got Felicia going for the out of bounds here, not quite able to get themselves. Oh, no, I believe they're out of bounds now.
They got to take the jump to the side. They got to take a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith, Miles.
And Nilo is out of bounds as well. I think Felicia might have jumped just a little bit too early, but Nilo's going to get the early dip. Let's see what's going to happen here. Felicia's
Nilo misses it.
Oh my gosh.
At the exact same time, we see two sides of the coin of how that trick can go.
Oh my gosh. My heart rate cannot handle it for this race. It is just so close, and it has come down to so many different areas here. Oh, okay.
Oh.
What is it?
Where is Nilo?
He scared me for a second there, but he keeps himself out of bounds. He's still good. Nice save. He's going to be dropping again here.
No, he misses it. I can tell right now.
Yep.
You miss that trick so many times, you can recognize when it doesn't work. It is heartbreaking to see. This is what we saw with Fetty last race, missing it twice. And yep, just like Fetty, going straight for the no skip strat. You got to know when it's time to stop hitting your head against the wall.
Yes, absolutely. I like this choice from Nilo, especially when at this point now he's sitting at a 2-level deficit going into stopping the fog. There for Felicia, there are only really a few small, there's only one more big major thing that both runners have to worry about, and that is the Doc Ock 1 cycle. So that could still make a pretty significant difference here, because if Felicia fails it, that's an opportunity for Nilo to be able to make up a lot of time if he is able to get it. So we'll see how this is going to play out as Nilo drops down to go into underwater trench. But right now, things are looking a little bit bleak for Nilo. But like we've said, this run is not over yet. We've seen death corners be a thing. We've seen Carnage randomly run out of bounds. I mean, this game can throw a lot at us between now and the end of the race. So don't think for any minute here, folks, that this race is close to being over.
Absolutely. So much can go wrong here. I mean, even out of the crazier stuff, Carnage can just be absolutely mean and stun lock Felicia, giving Nilo the edge. Or maybe something goes wrong with the Monster Rock chase. There's so much that could go wrong. It is not wise to count Nilo out just yet.
Yes, absolutely. And so one thing, actually, I'm not going to say it because I know that Felicia is in chat, so I'm going to is in our call. So I'm going to I'm keeping my mouth shut. I don't want to get into any of these runners' heads at all. Hopefully, but we'll see how Felicia is going to be handling this Doc Ock one cycle here. We've got Nilo heading into stopping the fog.
Taking a little bit of time to grab that extra web cartridge. You'll definitely need that for the Carnage fight. I wonder if this
Yes.
means that Nilo's going to try to hit that one cycle lock, or at least he's fairly confident he will.
That is one thing that Felicia is going to have to keep in mind as they get ready for Carnage, is that if they do get this one cycle, then that could mean, I don't think they're going to be able to get it. It's going to be really, really close. Felicia is going to be going for it, but not quite.
No, not quite enough, but this will give Felicia a chance to gain some web cartridges to take down Carnage later, save a little bit of time using web balls instead of stun locking Carnage in the sonic bubble.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that runners have to be paying attention to with the web cartridge routing, is that if they don't have enough cartridges going into Doc Ock, then it could spell a little bit of trouble, because Carnage can very easily escape if you're not careful. But now we can see on the side of Nilo, he is going to be making his way into the Doc Ock fight as well. And so this is going to be this could very easily still turn around for Nilo here. Like I've said, this race is definitely not over, folks. You don't want to look away, because if Nilo gets this one cycle, we're going to be going to the absolute wire.
This shield is drawing power from his, but I still need to
Absolutely.
And a nice yank from Felicia to get Carnage inside that bubble.
Oh no,
but
but
Carnage
gets out of the
escaped.
stun locks. That's just more time for Nilo to catch up. But we'll see how Nilo's off goes. Because if they can't nail the one cycle, it may little deviations with the Carnage fight may not amount to too much. But we'll just have to see.
And we've got now Felicia is sitting very, very... Got Carnage taken care of. Nilo going to be going for the one cycle. He's looking pretty confident, but he's not able to get it either.
It was so close,
no.
too. It really depends on where your dome is placed right as the shield is spinning up. Whether or not you're going to get that last chunk of health out of Doc Ock. But now Felicia heading into the last level. The chase with Monster Rock. This can go wrong, but this is more or less just a bit of a victory lap for Felicia then, if Nilo can't catch up.
Not necessarily. We've seen some funky camera angles and some out of bounces happening. So it's...
Okay. So, Monster Rock did get a little lead on Felicia there for a second. They got cut up on a pipe going through, but it looks like they're ahead again. I wonder if we're going to see a bit of the weird camera angles that has plagued Felicia in the past.
It is interesting to see kind of how that can happen. But we do have Nilo now. He's got Carnage set up nice and clean. No worries there. And Felicia is going to be very, very close. Felicia actually is playing an incredible race right now. Has to be feeling very good about what they're able to cook up here in their first race of this tournament.
Absolutely.
But Carnage is going to be going down, and Nilo will be entering Monster Rock.
These two racers have shown great strength in different areas. Felicia has been shown to consistently hit some of these safer strats and is able to power through the run without many major mistakes. Nilo taking a few more risks, maybe losing time in certain areas, but has been showing off wonderful skips that he's developed himself and helping to close the gap, making this race really close and really fun to watch.
Absolutely. You couldn't have asked for a better race for a tournament. Keeping things very, very close from both of these runners. This is exactly the kind of thing that I like to see in my races. I've always been a fan of nice close races that come right down to the end. I'm always like terrified of those races that will go to the that will turn into like some sort of a blowout, and in something like this you never really know what can happen, and that's one of the beauties of this game. It's so exciting to see how these runners are playing this one out, but we do have to give big congrats over to Felicia as they are going in their first round of the tournament, are going to be concluding with a new personal best by 22 seconds.
Very
as they take
nice.
the win.
Very nice. And Nilo just wrapping it up on his side, closing in on the finish himself. But man, what a great race. And to finish it off with a PB, that's what you want to see. And this is just the seeding round. I'm really excited to see where we get when we get into the quote-unquote actual tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially too when you got to be feeling really good about that one. Felicia played a incredible race, put out some just they did absolutely insane. And you, like I said, you couldn't ask for a better way to start out a race, especially when it came down to it. Felicia was very much the underdog in this race and came out with a nice solid upset. Very close race, moments where it was very tight and you had no idea what was going to happen, but Felicia kept their mental strong and did what they needed to do. And now GG's to Nilo as well, winning, coming in second with 36-23. That is definitely not that bad of a time. It may be rough because it's about 5 minutes past his PB, but also at the same time, we've seen a lot of things happen with this game. And for it to be the first race of a tournament, especially on a platform that he's still not the most familiar with, it's going to feel a little weird. But GG's to both runners. They did a great job. Very happy with this for their first race for the tournament.
Absolutely. And as these two racers are wrapping up and closing down their game streams, they're going to be joining us here in the Casters channel to talk a little bit about the race and their thoughts and feelings on it.
Absolutely. So I don't know. Oh, Felicia's booting up Silent Hill. I guess we're gonna get a quick Silent Hill run from Felicia. GG Nilo.
Hello, boys.
GG's Felicia. It was a awesome race. So close. And honestly, y'all had me scared under multiple moments in this
Same
race.
here.
Awesome
Same
job.
here. Holy cow.
What time did you get?
I got a 35-minute, 16 seconds, which it was actually a PB by 22 seconds. I didn't even realize it. I looked at the time. I was like, wait a second. Went to SRC. It was like, holy crap, that is a PB.
Yeah. we
GG,
were watching it really close, especially as you got into Doc Ock. We're like, wait a second. Felicia could actually come out with a huge PB right now. And but I didn't want to say anything because I never want to cast or curse anybody.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah, no, I was not, to be honest, I wasn't even trying for a one-cycle Ock at all. I really was like, there's probably no point. I've only ever done it once, which was on a Captain Universe run. And plus, I probably need the cartridges for Carnage. So,
yeah,
just stick to 2.
Honestly, that's fair. That is a very solid point to make. And honestly, like, especially in a race setting, the last thing you need is for Carnage to completely run away from you and throw everything away.
Exactly.
So, Nilo, I know obviously you're coming out of this one in second place, finishing a few minutes behind your PB. How are you feeling after your first race for the tournament?
it didn't go well. At least that. I'm looking at my splits. Like hostage situation, I got the bug where the hostage for some reason, even if you free all of them. For some reason, the text still says 4 out of 5. On PC, I'm pretty sure there it's soft lock. On PS, I don't remember exactly. Maybe you can finish. I didn't try. I immediately reset. Maybe that was a big mistake, though.
It's weird because I think sometimes it's soft lock, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's very hit or miss on that
I've
one.
noticed. I've noticed
Yeah.
both occasions.
That's
Now-
why I should have at least tried that to finish the
For sure.
level.
Now,
That was
I do got to
clearly
give a
one
huge
mistake.
shout outs to you for pulling out the spider fly on Scale the Girders and at least trying it on Tunnel Crawl. That was so sick to see getting pulled out in a race.
It's unfortunate because on Tunnel Crawl, for some reason, I thought I didn't get it at first, but then it started the animation a bit later than usual, and that put me too much on the too much closer to the camera. Let's say I don't know how to describe it. So when I was going right, I actually end up on the platform where the switch is. Then I tried multiple times. I don't know where I was doing what I was doing wrong. So no clue there. And then I had to finish the level normally.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So I don't know. I'm about to ask if you guys knew who all you were going to be facing next, but I don't think anybody has any idea who they're facing next. So obviously, it's the first race of the tournament. We're still kind of in that seeding phase. What are some things that you guys are looking to improve upon getting ready for your next race?
Definitely messed up Tunnel Crawl, so I'll probably need to revisit that one real quick to be on the safe side. I don't know, I'm just trying to think about like how I've been thinking lately about what I would do to improve my PV. I think it's either learning new tricks or polishing new tricks. Like I don't know that new skip for Venom's puzzle, and to be honest, I thought Milo was going to use that and put him at an advantage at that point, but I was like, stick to my guns, don't use something I've never practiced before, just go for it. But I may need to learn it for the next match.
For sure, for sure.
I need
Now,
to train for Symbiote Invest Bugle because I missed the ending. It's not the first time that I missed the ending. Also, in my previous attempts.
For sure.
And
that's a
definitely
trick.
I gotta work on that one
Waterfront-
more.
And definitely Waterfront.
That's a trick that I definitely need to learn. Symbiote Bugle skip because I don't know anything about that one.
But man,
Definitely is tricky.
This is the second race we've seen where Waterfront Warehouse has been more than unkind to at least one of the runners, as far as that skip is concerned. It should be no indictment on you guys' abilities that skip ended up being hard, or that it just needed to be circumvented altogether, because that can be a hard skip.
I feel lucky I have a couple backup strats for like if the exact skip doesn't work, and that's just only come from doing it so many gosh darn times.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's the very old, I think, kind of skip. I don't know if it's like the one in which you go where the checkpoint is. You clip where you normally clip, but then you go where the checkpoint is, and then from there you jump to the end. So it's a bit safer, I guess. It's slower, definitely, but should be safer maybe. So maybe I should train that one, because in case the usual one goes wrong, at least I have another skip that I can use. And don't lose like 2 minutes. Jesus.
For sure. But either way, congrats to both of you guys. Great way to start out the tournament. We absolutely loved this race. It was so fun to watch and to commentate and to just see you guys keep this race so close throughout the entire thing. It was insane. It was crazy. Not what I was prepared for emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, I'll admit I had the stream up on my tablet with the volume down as low as possible, so I wouldn't get too distracted. But there were a couple of moments I heard you guys yelling or freaking out, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? What am I missing? So I could tell it was something special. Also,
Yeah,
I'm going
for
to
sure.
admit, I also was going to admit that I was going to use Ben Riley costume, but after you guys said something about me doing Ben Riley, I switched to Scarlet Spider just to see what kind of reaction I
Wow.
would
So
get.
as I'm gassing you up for using it, you decide to swap on me. I see
Just for the
how it
heck of
is.
no, I will say if I race Fetty, I have to stick to Ben Riley because it's a fight between Scarlet Spider and Ben Riley in that case.
Yeah, and it's obviously Ben Riley. Like that's the route you have to go. That's easily the better suit.
Though it would be fun to beat him with his own costume.
It would
You
be, but
know,
I think
you
for the
do
viewers, it
make
would
a
get way too
valid point.
confusing. It would get way too confusing. I think, like, yes, you could look at the names and the icons, but I'm sure on screen it would probably take you guys a second to figure out who's who.
Nah. I don't think it'd be
Alright.
too bad. I don't know. Either way.
Well, we're getting the signal from our tech that it's time to wrap up. So, just real quick, do want to mention that we have a large slew of races compared to today set up for tomorrow. We have 3 different races. First one starting at 1600 Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be Zoe and myself. I didn't realize that we were going to be the first race in the block. I thought we were the second, but we're going to be looking at that, and then at
Oh, did
7.
that change?
Looks like it changed a little bit. I thought there was a 3 o'clock one, but maybe that shifted for one reason or another. But
Oh no, I think I might have just misread it. Either way.
okay, but what we're seeing is that Zoe, you and I are first tomorrow, and then we have a matchup between our resident world record holder upsetter Spyrin versus Crypto, and then we have our emulator champion Sodalier versus Mr. Monch at 1800. So we have a lot of great runners lined up for tomorrow. I am excited to see the races, not just my own, of course. So be sure to follow SpiderRuns here on Twitch so that you and be sure to be notified for when those races start. And we'll see you then. Do we have any closing thoughts from either Zoe or either of our runners?
I'll let the runners go first.
Looks like my run in the race was faster than Fetty's. That's actually gives me a bit of a confidence boost.
That's true. You do currently have the fastest race time. That's insane. That's awesome.
Don't think it'll stay that way for too long. Don't get too
Probably
comfy.
not. Probably not. I jumped into this race fully expecting to get my butt kicked.
Nilo, any
either
last
way,
thought? Go ahead.
I was gonna say either way, you gotta take it where you can. Take the confidence where you can.
Absolutely. Nilo, any last thoughts?
I'll get my revenge on Waterfront.
All right, we're
There
looking
you
forward
go.
to it then. Well,
All
everyone,
right.
thank you very much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. or 1600 Eastern Standard Time. And have a good night.